I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my click. I need a 30 for 30. All right, I'm glad to be bringing y'all another segment of Ray's Take. Today, my brother has some comments about y'all's feelings about the Kansas City Chiefs. I think y'all will find this interesting. Brother, what you got for him?
Yeah, man. I just want to get right into it. The first thing I thought about was, and I've been feeling this way for a minute because I've had to learn the hard way as a sports fan. I think sometimes in sports we claim dynasties too early, right? The Kansas City Chiefs have been no doubt one of the best teams in football for at least the past 3 years. I don't really want to go further back than that. I just want to go to when the first time Patrick Mahomes lost to Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots in the playoff. That was the only loss he had before the Super Bowl, and that's what you get, right? So they're a good team, but the fact that, you know, after Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and he gets this, you know, lifetime contract essentially to be with them, we automatically say, oh, man, for the next, you know, decade, it's just Kansas City Chiefs. We got to be careful with that, man, because I think we forget. We don't forget because we talk about it in our group text all the time. But I think we as sports fans forget, especially in the NFL, how hard it is to win a championship. You can have the best quarterback in football. Patrick Mahomes is that. He made some throws that, like I said, it's like he was in a video game. So he can do it all, but he can't do it alone. You can't. I think you saw that the fact that he lost his tackles, he was getting tackled. He was running for his life. But let's step outside of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buccaneers because, you know, people have talked about that all week, really. Think about it from your favorite team standpoint or the team that you consider having a who's who of quarterbacks or weapons. Hell, I'll use my team for an example, the Dallas Cowboys. When Dak and Zeke came in 2016 and they ran off 12-13 wins and Dak won Rookie of the Year and Zeke led the league in rushing and I had the best offensive line in football, everybody kept saying, oh, there's no limit to what we can do, right? We're going to be in this thing for the next decade. Every year the Dallas Cowboys will be competing at the very least for a championship, right?
Good point. Good point.
Well, 2 playoff appearances. Now, that's good. That's good. But it's not what the expectation was. The expectation was every year you're supposed to be competing. Why? Because you have what you consider your franchise quarterback, one of the best running backs, if not the best running back some folk were considering in the game. You had the best offensive line. You had decent defensive players. That goes away. I don't want to pick on my brother Wells, but Wells, we've said, has the most talented quarterback of all time. Some people are starting to say Mahomes is that guy now, but Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time. He cut himself off. The most talented quarterback of all time. It's a luxury. We talked about that last week. The luxury of having that big name legendary quarterback because you can give yourself a chance. Right. But that's all they do. They give you a chance. That doesn't mean you're going to be a dynasty. Aaron Rodgers, by all accounts, is the most talented quarterback that I've seen before Patrick Mahomes. Yes, no doubt.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Do you think the Bucs will repeat?
I don't know. I know that I'm not a fan of betting against Tom Brady, even though he has lost 4 Super Bowls, right? 3, 4, I don't even know. But he's been to so many, can't even count them at this point.
Right.
I know that as long as Tom Brady stays in the league, he's a guy that you got to look out for, to account for. I know as long as Wells got Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be there. Patrick Mahomes is not going away. I'm not saying that by any means. What I'm saying is you cannot guarantee it just because you have that quarterback and they win 1 Super Bowl and all of a sudden it's going to happen. Man, when I looked at the 49ers, Joe T, when I looked at the 49ers go up against the Kansas City Chiefs, in my opinion, y'all had everything that you needed. Maybe not the star quarterback at the level of like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, right? But defensively, you had it. Offensive weaponry, you had it. Not much has changed. I know injuries have changed, but not much has changed. That's another thing that goes into it, though. If you consider it, every year you can be losing a key piece. Take it from me. My offensive line cannot stay healthy. When they're healthy, they're one of the best, but they don't stay healthy. That's not an if. That's just a fact of life. Dak Prescott goes down, misses his entire season. That's a season gone. Who's to say he's going to come back and be the same way? Patrick Mahomes is special. He's going to have surgery on his foot. I pray to God he comes back and he's the outstanding young man that we have seen him to be. But if he doesn't, then what? Right? I think we've gotten so caught up in seeing Tom Brady, as much as I hate to say it, be in the game every year and win it more times than not, then we just assume the next guy that has that talent level can do the same thing.
But even he remember that after his third Super Bowl.
What did he go, like 8 years?
It was a stretch.
Like a decade.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So like it's man, it's tough. It's just tough. And I think it's unfair. I guess I'm saying all this because everybody was high on Patrick Mahomes, and not us, because I'm still high on the young man. But all of a sudden now they have the bad performance in the Super Bowl, and it's like, oh, what's next for? No, they're going to be there. We just set the expectation that's unrealistic to say they're going to be there winning it every year. That's not how it goes. You can be, yeah, you can be great. You can be absolutely great. And on the given Sunday, like we saw, you can get it handed to you when you have a great coaching staff put together a game plan, right? And you have the dogs to go up against them and run them out of the gym. That's what happened. They ran them out. They ran them off the field.
Ray, can you kind of specify for the people how many ships would you consider a dynasty in the NFL?
I consider a dynasty 3 or more. Okay. 3 or more.
And about what the
in a window? And I'm just going off of history. I would consider the San Francisco 49ers of the 80s a dynasty.
Okay.
Right? Because they owned that decade. The Cowboys, I think, owned the 90s. Yeah, you've had teams win in there, but the Cowboys are the team you remember. In the 70s, the Steelers, right? Yes, I would consider, now that's championship. I would also consider a team a dynasty if they have sustained success, but they don't get to the big one all the time. And what I mean by that is I do consider the Packers a dynasty because they've had 20 plus years of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, they don't get a championship, but if you are a Detroit Lions fan,
yeah,
would you rather not go?
I know you love me.
I'm just telling you,
you're being very kind to my franchise right now. I appreciate it. My heart needed that.
That's longevity though for the Packers.
That's longevity. Every Sunday you cut on the television, you know that your team has an excellent chance of winning. Not only winning, you're going to the postseason. More often than not, you're going to the postseason. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, if you're a New York Jets fan, you don't know that feeling. Think about that. If you're a Detroit Lions fan or a Jets fan for let's take the Lions for like the last 20 years, they ain't won the playoff. They don't know success. They don't. These are grown men and women that don't know success, sustained success, right? They've had Hall of Fame players, but not sustained success. So I just look at it, man. And I don't want to just pick on the Chiefs. We see the Bills on the come up, right? They got something going now. Yeah. You see somebody like the Arizona Cardinals that have their quarterback and think they can start building towards something. You see the San Diego Chargers. If you want to talk about somebody on low stock, but you buy into it and they rise with their quarterback. Don't put too much hype into it, though, because I'm telling you, you will run up against a 50-year-old Tom Brady and you'll be at the house. I am not a fan of Brady. I'm not. It makes me sick that he is always there. I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady in aerobic socks winning championships. I am. You know the aerobic socks that are, he has on like the regular socks and then the socks that go over the cleats.
Yeah.
Socks. Like the 80s aerobics videos.
But you're right though, Ray. For dynasties, you really have to you're gonna need a little luck.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the Patriots, let's just be honest, the run that they had, you're gonna have to do a little bit of cheat.
Man,
Joe and T. How many years was it between y'all Colin Kaepernick led Super Bowl appearance and this latest one?
So that was 18. Kaepernick was 12. Was it 12?
12 or 11, something like that.
That sounds about right. Reason why I'm asking is because Ray got my wheels turning with just like all the chatter I've been hearing throughout the years of the teams that are supposed to have this like decade of success.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking back to y'all. Remember, y'all had Patrick Willis, and we thought Patrick Willis, like in that game, you had Ray Lewis. What Pat Willis was in that game, right?
Yeah.
In that Super Bowl. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you remember before we're like, okay, this is Ray Lewis, and then it's the new Ray Lewis.
Right.
And then Pat said, no, hold my bill. I'm finna go to the house.
I'll hang it up.
Like stuff like that. Like
I'll
you
hang
just
it
can't
up.
foresee some of those.
2013.
It was 13.
Yeah.
When
But
they
it's
played
the,
the
but
Ravens.
it's a 2012
It's-
season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that, y'all defense was supposed to sustain y'all for all this time. Then that defense broke up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's
I-
real, dog.
I got a question though. So
Yeah.
this not going to be for a franchise that won it, but would you consider the Buffalo Bills? What was that? The 90s when they went three
Yeah.
straight times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Would you consider them a four?
Four.
Would you consider them a dynasty? Because I know
To
you
me-
said you don't have to win it.
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
you had sustained success.
And again, when I use the term dynasty, I know we reserve that word for championships, and I get that. But if you look throughout history, man, there aren't a lot of teams that own championships. Like the majority of the championships belong to like 3 or 4 franchises. You see what I mean?
true.
So everybody else is playing this game of, oh, I have this franchise quarterback that is going to sustain us for 10 to 12 years. No, you have a quarterback that gives you a chance, but if you don't build around that, then you're just like the other 28 teams, right? You're just like the other 28, and there's 4 that are doing all the damage.
So what about basketball? What's your thoughts on basketball?
On basketball, to me, it's a little bit different. In the NBA, especially in today's NBA, I feel like if you go get the key guy, you really need 1 or 2, and then you can do your thing. I think we saw that with the Lakers. You go get AD and LeBron, you don't have to put a strong supporting cast on. You got to give them something, but you don't have to put the who's who around them.
Right.
You can put guys, and I don't want to call any guy just a regular guy because that's not what I'm trying to do. But you can put regular guys around them, role players, and go get a championship, especially in today's NBA. So it's a little bit different. Football, man.
It's a series too. The best team gonna always win. You know what I'm saying? Like in that year in 07 when Brady and them went undefeated.
Yeah.
The Giants won, but the Giants won the best team in the NFL that year.
Right. The best team that day and the best game plan and the best pass rush to keep Tom Brady, head spinning all night.
Like if they played a 3-game series, do you think they know they're gonna beat them? Belichick and they never gonna scheme, they're gonna beat them. That first Rams versus Patriots 2001. Come on, man. The Rams were the best team in football that year. They had a great defense as well, but NFL different.
It just happens, and I started thinking about this honestly. I've been thinking about it even when Patrick Mahomes signed his contract, and everybody was like, "All right, they're set, done." They got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and they're set for life. You know what I mean? I started watching the day of the Super Bowl, the day before on NFL Network. They just started playing all the Super Bowls, right? Like the little 30-minute clips to just show you like the moments, right? To kind of make you relive it. Man, I started watching those games and remember like, oh man, that franchise was really rocking back then. Like Steve Smith and Jake Delhomme, right? Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah. Peyton Manning is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Set for life.
One bowl in the Indy.
One bowl.
You're right.
One bowl. The most cerebral quarterback, let everybody tell, the most cerebral guy, know what you're going to do before the ball is snapped.
Right. In America, we know he went and got one with the Broncos. We
know that. We know that.
We talking about this in Indy.
But it's just, again, I look at a guy like Russell Wilson. Love Russell Wilson. Think his skill level.
Heard him today?
Hear him today. Thinks his skill level is unmatched.
Sierra gonna have it in the song.
Yeah, but you don't know we talking about America. Russell Wilson came out and basically complained about taking so many hits. To Ray's point, he basically talking about he needs something around him.
He was on the Dan Patrick show this morning, just kind of talking about the role that a quarterback should play. Going back to that Deshaun Watson deal of wanting to hold out because they want more input, because these quarterbacks see it. I think quarterbacks have always seen it, but I think now they're becoming more comfortable in voicing their opinion in the fact that we're wasting time, because that's what it comes down to.
For not saying it earlier.
I agree. They understand what the window looks like, man.
Yeah.
The NFL is not for long for a reason, because they will chew you up and spit you out, and you can be one of the greatest players in the game and be gone tomorrow. We've seen that, right? Like we have seen that.
You right, because I'm gonna tell you something. I was playing Madden 18. That's all I got. I got Madden 18.
Yeah.
Oh. I saw the names of Jeremy Macklin.
Oh man.
Jeremy Macklin.
Think about it now. Isaiah Crowell. This wasn't that long ago.
Crowell.
Crowell was a back.
Where's
This
Crow?
wasn't that long ago.
You know, he got that big contract with the Jets, and it didn't go so well. And then after that,
It wasn't that long ago.
It's a balanced sport, though, man. Like, remember RG3? Everybody thought that Washington was about to. They got their quarterback. That NFC East gonna be something else. Shoot, okay.
Think about this. Carson Wentz didn't lead his team to a Super Bowl, but he was an MVP candidate, and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They had Fletcher Cox right here from Mississippi locked up. That defense was top 5. The coaches at the house. Carson Wentz about to be traded, and their bottom feeders in the NFC East.
That's wild, bro.
That's how humbling this NFL is, man. If you don't get it right, you can think you're a dynasty, but that thing can be broken up, and y'all can be at the house watching.
Yeah.
I go back. I will pick on my team before I pick on anybody else's. We were able to be blessed enough to draft Dak Prescott in the 4th round. We had a 1st round pick in Ezekiel Elliott. So we got both our studs in the same year and went and won 13 games in their first year. Anybody looks at that and says, oh, man, these guys are set at least for the next 5 years until you got to talk about a contract.
That boy Michael Irvin was saying a decade. He was so
right.
good. I remember that.
He was on it.
Offensive line was already signed. Tank Lawrence was still Tank Lawrence at the time instead of a little doom buggy, right? Like it was real.
Y'all ain't gonna get him. Y'all he
right. No, he right.
Okay. Go ahead.
He right.
I'm just telling you. And this was 4 seasons, now 5 seasons ago. 4 seasons ago. And it has gone from the sky is the limit to where are they now? Think about that. In 4 seasons, it went from the sky is the limit to are those guys coming back?
It then went to y'all ain't even putting that man in the hype tape, bro.
That's what I'm telling you. How fast the NFL can humble you.
Come on, Dak Prescott, America. They didn't put the Cowboys didn't put Dak Prescott in their hype video,
which was by design, by the way. I don't care what they say. It's an oversight. You can't overlook the most valuable and most noticeable position player on your team.
That's correct.
Even if he's not Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, he's your starting quarterback. He'll be in every video. He'll be in every magazine, every social media post. That's just a horrible excuse, to be quite honest.
When you were in TV, if you were doing a Mississippi football preview and you left out the #1 guy in the state,
that's horrible.
How would it turn out for you?
I would be unemployed. I can tell you that. Listen, when Dak Prescott was at Mississippi State, you think they ever put out a game day program or a hype video or starting lineup video that didn't include Dak Prescott?
Nope.
Dallas has never done that either. If you go to a Dallas Cowboy game on that big screen, before every game, they have Michael Irvin do this hype video, right? He's telling the fans to get into it and all these different things, and they're showing the big plays. So on your team, think about who your guy is, right? Whoever your team is, think about your 4 or 5 guys that have to be in the video. Your quarterback is in it. Your quarterback is in it. It doesn't matter if you are the New York Jets. Sam Darnold is in the video.
Won't be Jimmy on my video.
We'll show Better before we show Jimmy.
He would be. He would be.
49er fans hot already there.
He would be in there.
Williams on a pancake block.
You don't get these boys right. You hit. They just over here cutting up.
They're upset, and I get it. But man,
we gonna show Debo doing a crossing route and pull his hamstring as usual.
What's happening right here? What's happening right here with these two? It's quite simply what that says at the bottom. They got a taste of the Super Bowl, and the expectation was, well, if we've gotten here, we know how to build opponent, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Now I think, I'm knocking on wood, I think the Kansas City Chiefs have a little bit better situation because they have a transcendent QB, and they've kind of already started the run. Like, even though they didn't win this year and they didn't make it to the Super Bowl the year before, they should have. They should have the year before. They should have been the Super Bowl beating the Patriots. It just didn't work out. So I think they're okay. but I still wouldn't call it a guarantee. We should not just sit here and say because Patrick Mahomes lost and because he's motivated that they're going to be in the Super Bowl next year.
That's true. Hey, John Elway. Remember John Elway? Made to them Super Bowls in the 80s.
Yeah.
Didn't get back until he got Terrell Davis. He had Shannon Sharp, but he had a great defense with him as well. Dan Marino made it in the 80s. Never got back. Aaron Rodgers ain't been back. I just saw Chuck Woodson going to the Hall of Fame. And we ain't had nobody like that defensively since Clay Matthews wanted to be a supermodel. So I don't count him.
And I'll leave you with this. Patrick Mahomes already has his Super Bowl. So if he does nothing else, he has a Super Bowl. He's been an MVP. His career is set. If he just continues to play at the clip he's playing at, he's fine. He's fine, right? Dan Marino made it to the Super Bowl his second year in the league.
Second year.
People that are a generation ahead of us will tell you that John Elway and Dan Marino are probably the best quarterbacks that they've ever seen, right? They say Dan Marino had the best arm that you've ever seen. When the Miami Dolphins got Dan Marino, put him in the starting lineup in the second year, and he took him to the Super Bowl, they said, oh, we're going to do this for another decade. Never went back.
Nope.
Never went back. Never went back. So if you think you got it, you better check again, unless you got Tom Brady. And if you got the man with the aerobic socks, then you're good to go. Jerry Jones, call Tom Brady, man.
Oh,
call Tom Brady.
Jerry better put a
Jerry better have a plan the way they're heading right now, because he tripping.
Jerry gonna have a plan.
Man, Tom.
Well, he not, but
Tom
that's next week. That's for next week. That's for next week.
Good to say.
That's for next week.
Him started.
That's for next week.
That's next week.
Hey, next week, that title bar, Jerry got a plan. I'm gonna have that plan for y'all next week. I already know the plan.
Goodbye, America. Goodbye.
I already know the plan.
Tell him about it.
No, we're gonna say it for next week. If Wells allow me to tell y'all the truth of what needs to happen, what really needs to happen for the Cowboys to win a championship,
and we out.
I know what he gonna say.
Go. Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button. Turn on the notifications.